Hi there. Hey, quick question. Why don't you own the property that you occupy? That's right. Why don't you own the house that you're renting? Do you know how much that's hurting you? Do you know how much that's going to affect your future? Any idea? No? Well, today, that's what I want to talk to you about. I want to talk to you about how much is actually going to hurt you if you keep renting for the rest of your life. All right. So I hope you have a few minutes because this is going to blow your mind. Okay. My name is Henry Artiga. I'm with eXp Realty. I've been in the industry for over 16 years. My license number is S0173900. And I want to talk to you because you probably not thought about this before. You probably heard that, the American dream is to own your own home. You want to invest in your future. You want to start investing in real estate. You probably heard, one of those phrases, but I don't think anybody has ever explained it this way. And I want you guys to understand why this is going to hurt you really bad in the future. All right. So please allow me to take a few minutes of your time so I can enlighten you a little bit. All right. So let's start by comparing renting and owning. Okay. Because I keep hearing that owning is such a responsibility, right? Everybody says, oh my God, owning a house is so much of a responsibility, right? It seems like they overanalyze it. And I want to talk to you about that, right? Compare renting and owning. First of all, when you rent, right, you have to pay your monthly rent. You have to pay the utilities, gas, power, water, uh, cable TV, Wi-Fi, right? And some of you even have to maintain the house that you're renting, right? When you own it, it's the same thing. You pay your mortgage, utilities, and you maintain the house, right? If you have a home warranty, when you buy a house, I always advise my clients to get a home warranty, at least for the first year. So if anything breaks down, they call the home warranty company, they pay a deductible, and they take care of whatever breaks down, whatever needs repairing, right? So, see, there's not much of a difference there. Here's where the differences come in. Let's say that you're renting a house and you miss one payment, right? The next month, you get a letter or a call, or somebody knocks at your door and says, hey, you missed last month. We need that month plus penalties. Or we need to start preparing to vacate the house because we need to rent this property. We're in the business to make money. We can't have people living here for free, right? So 1 month, remember that. And they come knocking at your door, right? When you own a house, you can miss 3 months. Let's say that you were let go from your job, or you're they're not calling you, right? You're not working enough hours, so you can't pay your mortgage. So you're behind 3 months, right? So the bank sends you a letter saying, hey, we need you to contact us as soon as possible. Let's work this out. Let's see how we can work this out, right? And they will give you up to 3 more months, right? So let's say now you have 6 months to find a job or get a better job, take and fix your situation. And now you contact the bank, and guess what? They'll work it out with you. Whatever debt you have, most of the banks will add it to the back of your loan, and you don't lose your house. They don't want to, they don't want to short sell the house. They don't want to foreclose on you. No, they want to work it out so that you remain in your house and that they keep having that loan. See, that's a huge difference. And this is why I don't understand when people say owning a house is such a big responsibility, like it's a negative thing. No, owning a house gives you a lot more freedom than renting. It gives you more rights than renting. And here's the biggest part. When you own your house, that mortgage payment that you're making, that's reducing your debt, right? Your debt, and it's increasing your equity, not the owner, the property owner of the house that you're renting, right? Because when you pay rent, that property owner, that's what they're doing. You're reducing their debt and they're increasing their equity. So instead of you paying on somebody else's debt, you need to pay on your own house so that you can reduce your mortgage debt and you can increase your equity. And guess what? That money, that money that falls in between your loan getting lower and your equity increasing, or your house increasing in value, that money, that's yours. That's your equity. That's like a savings, like a retirement account. That is the biggest difference. And that is what I want to talk to you guys about, because a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't realize what is really going on when you rent and when you're paying somebody else's mortgage, basically. Okay, so that's what I want to talk to you about. Okay, that's a huge difference. All right, let's just listen. Let's think about it like this. All right, let's say, right, let's just assume that you're renting a little house for $1,000 a month, right? $1,000 a month. You pay $12,000 at the end of the year to that owner of that property that you're renting, right? $12,000 every year. Let's say you rent it for 3 years. That's $36,000, right? $36,000 that you're paying on somebody else's rent. Somebody else's debt, right? Do you get anything out of it? Besides occupying the house and having a place to sleep, do you get any kind of return on your money? Zero, right? Zero. So let's say that you stay there, 6 years, right? That's $72,000. $72,000 that you basically pay that money on somebody else's debt. $72,000. Plus, remember, you're paying utilities, right? You're paying the bills. Some of you are maintaining those houses. So you're basically spending a little over $100,000 in 6 years in somebody else's property. And so that property owner, that person is the one who's going to enjoy that equity that you're building for them. Do you see what I mean? This is huge. So let's say that instead of you paying rent, now let's say that you buy a house this year. I help you buy a little house, right? And please keep this in mind, all right? When you buy your first home, your starter home, more than likely it's not going to be that dream home, your luxury home. More than likely it's not, but that's okay. And I'm going to explain to you why. The main point, the main thing that you need to focus on is not renting anymore. Is stop renting, stop paying on somebody else's debt. That should be your priority. That should be the reason for you to buy your first home, your starter home. And let me explain to you why, right? When you buy a house, it doesn't matter how small it is, how tiny it is, that mortgage that you're paying, you're reducing your debt. And that house, it doesn't matter how small it is going to increase value. So the difference between the debt and that value increasing, that's your equity. That's your money. That's your savings. That is what you're going to get when you decide to either refinance or sell the property, okay, a few years later, so you can buy your dream home, that home that you really want. Do you understand this? This is why it's so important for you to stop renting and start owning. Okay, it is such a huge difference to own even a little tiny house in comparison to renting the biggest house you can afford. It doesn't matter how big the house is that you're renting, okay, because you're not getting anything out of your investment. The owner, the property owner, is getting to enjoy the equity that you're building for them. See, that is huge right there. That is what's going to cost you if you keep renting. All right. And let's break it down even more. Let's say that, okay, you buy a starter home this year, right? And let's say the property values, they keep on increasing the same way, between 7% to 11% every year, depending on the property, the community, the state, zip code, depending on a few things, right? Houses increase in value between 7% to 12%. Okay. So let's say you buy a small house, a little house, right? 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. It can be a townhouse. It can even be a condo. They will go up in value. So let's say 5 years down the road, you decide, hey, you know what? I'm making a little more money now. I have a better job. Let's see how much money I have in my equity. Let me take some of the money out. So now you take, let's say, 50,000, right? Or 60,000 out of that home, the starter home. And now you use that as a down payment for a bigger home. That home with the pool, or that home with, a 3-car garage, a bigger property in a better location, in a better community, right? Now you can either sell the house or you can rent that house, your starter home, and you can live in your big home, right? So now you're the one renting a property. Now you're the owner. Now you're the one creating an income with that first starter home. All right. So let's say 5 years on the road, right? This is 10 years. Now you have equity in 2 houses, the rental and your primary home. Now you take money off of both of them, and now you buy a bigger home or an investment property. And now you have 3 properties, 2 that you can rent to create a little bit of income, and your primary residence. And they're all increasing in value. See, that is the cost. That is the biggest cost. That's why I'm telling you, if you don't start to buy a home as soon as possible, this is going to hurt you big time in the future. Because let's say that you are close to my age, right? Let's say that you are in your 50s, like I am, right? We don't have that far to go before retirement. And you don't want to get to your retirement age and still renting, because guess what? Rents are going to keep going up, but your retirement money is not. So what's going to happen? There's a lot of people out there that are struggling to survive because their retirement income barely makes it. Some of them don't make it, so they have to rent rooms from other people, or they have to live in neighborhoods where they don't want to live, right? Or you see a lot of people living homeless, because Social Security is not supposed to be your primary retirement plan. It's only a supplement plan. All right. So this is why it's so important for you to start thinking about, owning instead of renting, to see the difference between, building your investment, building your wealth, actually, and not building somebody else's wealth. This is why it's so huge for you to, stop renting as soon as possible and start investing in real estate. Real estate has been I think the top investments that have created the most wealth in life. So you need to start looking at it this way, right? Stop renting, buy your starter home, start investing yourself. And by the way, if you add $100 or $200 to your mortgage payment, you can reduce the debt even faster and increase your equity faster. That's how you start building wealth even faster. Okay. So that's another huge way to take advantage of, building equity faster. A lot of banks don't tell you that, but that is one of those tricks that I know that works extremely well. All right. So please, if you need more help, if you need assistance, reach out to me. My cell number is 702-285-8168. 702-285-8168. My name is Henry Artiga. I'm with eXp Realty, license number S0173900. I really hope you take my advice and stop renting as soon as possible. Get into a starter home. All right. Start building some equity, start building your wealth, build a better future for yourself, a much better retirement. Okay. And if you do this, trust me, you're going to be so thankful that you watched this video and you started you took advantage of this advice. All right. So I hope you do it. I hope you start soon. Like I say, if you have any questions, reach out to me. All right. Take care and stay safe.